This is 30 years of salt, mud, and American highway rust. And this is a $150 handheld laser rust remover off the internet.
You've seen these videos go viral everywhere, but are these cheap budget lasers actually legit? Or are you still better off using the old school angle grinder that almost takes off your thumb?
Or a $15 bottle of chemical spray that smells like toxic waste?
Today, we put all three to an extreme side-by-side test on real 30-year-old. We hit the local salvage yard and dragged back the nastiest, most corroded frame hitch we could find.
We're talking deep, structural scale rust, not just light surface discoloration.
First up, unpacking the mystery box. $150 on Amazon/eBay gets you the unit, cheap power supply, and these. Safety glasses that look straight out of a 1980s sci-fi movie. Rule number 1, don't blind yourself. It runs on standard 110 volt wall power. Claims to blast 50 watts of pulse energy. To make this fair, we split this truck frame into 3 identical 12-inch zones. Zone A, $150 laser. Zone B, $40 angle grinder with wire wheel. Zone C, $15 chemical acid. We're measuring 3 things: time to bare metal, cleanliness, and overall ease of use.
If you live in the Salt Belt, this video is going to save you hundreds of dollars and hours of headache.
You guys blew up my inbox asking for this exact test, so let's turn it on. Flipping the main breaker. Fan is humming, indicator light is green.
The focal point needs to be exactly 2 inches from the steel, or it won't burn.
3, 2, 1. Let's see what happens to 30 years of American iron rust. Whoa! Look at that oxidation turn into straight vapor. No way. It actually vaporized the top scale on the very first pass. We start the official 3-minute timer on Zone A.
Notice how the laser reaches inside deep pitting without removing healthy steel.
If you get too close, nothing happens. You get too far, the beam scatters.
You definitely need a respirator and ventilation. That burnt iron dust smells wild. It's like spray painting, but in reverse. You're painting silver back onto rusty iron. 1 minute in. The surface looks incredible, but check out what happens when we hit heavy scale. Hear that heavy popping? That's where moisture got trapped underneath.
This is where the budget $150 power limit shows. A $10,000 commercial laser does this instantly.
Thermal test. Steel is barely warm. 0 warping risk for thin body panels. The gun handle itself is light, but sweeping back and forth continuously gets tiring.
2 minutes down. Almost the entire 12-inch frame section is bare metal.
This is where lasers excel, getting into tight corners where grinders physically can't fit.
Finishing off the last corner rust scale.
Time's up. Let's examine Zone A. Look at that texture. Clean, silver, and completely dry. No messy chemicals or dust clouds.
Wipe test. 0 residue left behind. ready for primer immediately.
It got about 92% of the deep rust. Those dark microdots need another pass or higher power. Lens inspection. Small bit of dust, easily cleaned with alcohol wipe. Zone A laser results. Highly impressive cleanliness, quiet operation, but slower on thick, flaking rust. Now let's test the traditional contender, the trusty $40 angle grinder. Equipped with a aggressive twisted knot wire wheel. You know the drill, full armor needed because wire bristles will fly everywhere. Zone B timer starts. Instant explosion of dust and flying wire bristles.
For fast material removal on flat surfaces, the grinder is a battering ram. But notice it skips right over deep pitting, polishing the top of rust instead of removing it.
You have to put serious shoulder muscle into this. My arms are vibrating like crazy.
And there's the first flying wire needle stuck in my sleeve. Classic. 1 minute in. Fast progress, but the air in the shop is completely red with rust dust. Look closely. It made the rust look shiny, but didn't remove it from the metal pores.
Can't angle the disc into this weld seam without grinding away good structural metal. Time. Shutting down the grinder. Wipe test. Tons of loose rust dust left behind. Requires solvent wash before paint. Look at the side-by-side. Grinder was faster on flat metal, but laser actually deep cleaned the metal pores. Zone B grinder. Fast, cheap, but dirty, dangerous, and misses deep rust.
Now for contender number 3, the $15 chemical soak method. This uses phosphoric acid to chemically convert iron oxide into black iron phosphate. Look at that chemical reaction start bubbling immediately.
Unlike tools, chemicals require waiting. Directions say 15 to 20 minutes minimum. The lazy man's approach. Zero effort, but maximum wait time. The acid is dissolving surface rust, but it produces a nasty chemical sludge. All right, 15 minutes up. Time to scrape and wash Zone C. You have to scrub the sludge off and wash it completely clean with water or degreaser.
Mess factor, very high. You've got toxic chemical runoff you have to capture.
And if you don't dry it within 30 seconds, boom, instant flash rust. That's the classic nightmare with water rinse chemicals.
It converted the surface, but left a sticky black coat instead of clean, bare metal. Zone C chemical, cheap and hands-off, but extremely messy and creates flash rust risks. Here are all 3 sections side by side under bright LED inspection lighting. Zone A laser, bright silver bare metal, crisp details, zero residual residue. Zone B grinder, fast scratch pattern, but skipped over all deep rust pits.
Zone C chemical, dark, uneven finish that needs heavy washing and prep work.
Let's take this test to a crazy scientific level with our digital microscope.
First up, the $150 laser surface magnified 1,000 times. Look at those steel pores. The laser literally cooked every single trace of oxide out of the valleys. Now the angle grinder section under the microscope. Look at that. The wire wheel smeared soft rust flat and capped it inside the scratches.
If you paint over that, moisture trapped under that smeared rust will cause paint bubbles in 6 months.
Finally, the chemical converter under 1000x magnification. It created a microscopic shell, but look at those tiny fissures. Moisture can still seep through.
The microscope doesn't lie. The cheap laser actually gave the cleanest structural metal surface.